ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this 17th Tanzania Economic Update launch of the World Bank's semi-annual report. I always look forward to these because I find them incredibly insightful and well-written and researched. And I think this one is a particularly important one, looking at empowering women, a word we shall discuss, Carol. Expanding access to assets and economic opportunities in Tanzania. So it's good to have you all here. I shall introduce the panel at the right moment. But right now, I'd like to welcome the World Bank's country director, my friend Marwa Warwick, to welcome us all and to give us a bit of an overview. Marwa, welcome.
Gender, women and special groups, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. I'm delighted to announce today the launch of the 17th edition of the Tanzania Economic Update, entitled Empowering Women, Expanding Access to Assets and Economic Opportunities. As you are aware, the World Bank produces economic updates in many of our member countries around the world, including in Tanzania. Launched twice a year, each edition of the Tanzania. Moving forward, and with eyes set on continuing the country's sustained growth trajectory, there are best practices the government could adopt to promote women's economic participation, strengthen their ownership over productive assets, and contribute to broad and lasting gains in overall household welfare. These include improving women's skills through expanded opportunities for apprenticeships and training programs, strengthening women's land rights by offering land titling subsidies to lower income households and providing incentives to encourage spouses to co-title, expanding women's access to male household labor, increasing their use of agricultural inputs, and encouraging uptake of digital technologies, all designed to improve productivity. Promoting financial inclusion among women, including strengthening their capacity to manage both their personal and business finances. Strengthening efforts to end child marriage, lower school dropout rates, and provide childcare support to allow and encourage greater participation by women in the workforce. And also, very importantly, enforcing laws that protect women against violence. In the COVID-19 pandemic, women's economic empowerment is of utmost urgency, as recent evidence from Tanzania and across sub-Saharan Africa has shown that the impact of the pandemic has been particularly pronounced among females and businesses owned by women. We therefore urge policymakers to place a renewed focus on leveling the economic opportunities between men and women to achieve more robust, more shared, and more resilient economic prosperity. And we look forward, as the World Bank, to supporting this urgent and important mission in Tanzania. Asante sana. And it is now my distinct pleasure to welcome Dr. Zainab Chawla, Permanent Secretary of the newly formed Ministry of Community Development, Gender, Women and Special Groups, to give her remarks. Welcome, Dr. Chawla.
Dr. Marwa Warwick, the World Bank Country Director for Tanzania, Hodan Odu, UN Women Representative to Tanzania, Dr. Nandera Muhando, Commissioner for Social Welfare, Minister of Community Development, Gender, Women and Special Groups, all other representatives from World Bank, and all panelists, invited guests, media groups, ninawasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Ninawasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Good morning. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God who has enabled us to meet here with good health despite of COVID-19 challenges. We are still alive due to collective measures and responsibility on healthy prevention, particularly to this pandemic of COVID-19. I wish you safety stay and God bless you. On behalf of the United Republic of Tanzania, I would like to acknowledge the extensive contribution made by the World Bank in many areas of development in this country, especially in health, education, and many other more things. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to stand in front of you as Chief Guest of Honor to officiate this important event of launching 17th Tanzania Economic Update today. Thank you, Dr. Marwa, for welcoming remark, which has full of facts and figure, and we have to work on it. We have many, many facts, but how to deal with this fact to alleviate the existing problem is an issue. So I'm happy because we have open discussion through the panelists, but we're going to get more from audience in this room to get the intended result or outcome. Dear participants, we are proud of the launch effort of the 17th Tanzania Economic Update and thank the World Bank for such a timely publication, and especially by asking us as the government to be in this room to hear, to share. At the end of the day, will add value in this country, which places women and girls and gender front and center in the conversation on how to further the country economic growth. Dear participants, as you are aware, the United Republic of Tanzania formulated the new ministry, community development, gender, elderly, and special groups. And this basically is to recognize the gender equality and women empowerment. So we were empowered. Being permanent secretary, my career medical profession, and being promoted to this high such level position is really empowerment from Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan. It's among important pillars in bringing about a meaningful, inclusive, and sustainable development in a country. To achieve this, Tanzania is undertaking various initiatives with the aim of empowering women economically, politically, socially, and culturally. And that's why the minister of this ministry is a woman. This clearly shows that we need to have some improvement in this area. It is in this regard that the country has signed, ratified, and domesticated a number of regional international instruments on gender equality and women empowerment. To mention few is Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. Was by 1979. Beijing Declaration and the Platform of Action since 1995. Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, the African Development Agenda 2063, the African Union Solomon Declaration of Gender Equality since 2004, the Africa Development Agenda, and SADC Protocol on Gender and Development 2008, and the East Africa Gender Policy. We are all working on this. That's why there's a lot of initiatives and effort made by the government. As the Tanzania Economic Update, whereby we are launching today, details the United Republic of Tanzania has over the past decades made considerable progress in helping level the economic opportunities between men and women. And yet, The report highlights several economic and workplace-related persisting obstacles women continue to face. And really, this is a big challenges. Dear participants, the Tanzania Development Vision 2025 lay out a blueprint for transitioning the country into middle income status by 2025. Among its core tenets are increasing high quality livelihood, establishing a competitive economy, and pushing for a well-educated society. The TDV 2025 also calls for reducing gender gaps in the economy. The Tanzania Development Vision states, by the year 2025, racial and gender imbalance will have been redressed such that economic activity will not be identifiable by gender or races. Moreover, is also articulated the need to empower women in all social, economic, and political relations and culture. Dear participants, since the launch of the TDV 2025, the government has made extensive efforts to lay out a strategic roadmap to boost women's access to economic opportunities and increase their human capital accumulation. The third National 5-Year Development Plan, the most recent one, covering the period of 5 years, 2021-22 to 2025-26, have outlined a series of programs and the key human development and economic empowerment policies indicators to maximize women participation in the economy. Among the core objectives of the third National 5-Year Development Plan, emphasize on to accelerate inclusive economic growth through poverty reduction and social development strategies, as well as productive capacity for youth, women, and people with disability. And that's why the meaning of formulating this ministry. Dear participants, the government committed and to step laid out in the National 5-Year Development Plan has contributed to significant achievements in increasing women's economic opportunity over the past decade. These achievements include, among the Financial Inclusion Framework to 2018-2022 has given priority on women issues. Amendment of Local Government Authority Financial Act of 2018, caption 290, with the addition of new section 37A, which requires all government authority to set aside 10% of their revenue collection for purpose of providing interest-free loans to a registered group of women. Again, youth and persons living with disability. For instance, between 2015-2016 and 2021-22, a total of Tanzania shillings 91.17 billion loans were provided to over 900 women entrepreneurs. Furthermore, from 2018-2019 to February this year, Tanzania Postal Bank has issued loans to women entrepreneurs amount of Tanzania shilling 62.549 billions to 125 women entrepreneurs. Creation of 61 empowerment funds and other new funds which benefit women in the Tanzania mainland. The ministry is finalizing a guideline for formation, operation, and monitoring of women economic empowerment platform for expanding economic opportunity for women and girls, which also helps to reduce gender-based violence. And this is, I know, it is a global agenda. So we have to foster all the necessary issues and measures to prevent this. Presence of the National Advice Committee to advise the government on the implementation of National Committee in achieving economic justice and right in our society as part of the International Platform for Action on Generation Equality Forum, which has been launched on December 16 by Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, in Dodoma. And I'm proud to say the members of this forum, they are working tirelessly to bring the performance of this platform. We have also implementation of National Accelerated Action and Investment Agenda for Adolescent Health and Well-Being for 21-22, 24-25. It is a 4-year agenda anchored in 6 pillars, which seeks to improve health and well-being of everyone of women, starting from the adolescents. Dear participants, the ministry has allocated some resources to ensure the implementation of the gender equality and women empowerment activities. However, due to inadequate resource, we understand the resource is never sufficient, but we need some more help to the ministry with different impending development partners to support those activities, which we have already, and we need to hear more from your side so that we can collectively make a good plan to have some inputs. We have some area which has already been committed funds from different partners, including probably World Bank, and some activity have not yet been allocated resources. Therefore, the ministry urge and invite all of you in this launch as one opportunity to support the implementation of the strategic goals of this new ministry. Dear participants, once again, I would like to thank you all, especially Dr. Marwa, for inviting me to share this success story today for this timely Tanzania Economic Update, and look forward to deepening our collaborations to help further women's economic empowerment and ensure women full and equal integration into the economy of this country. In line with what is articulated in the Tanzania Development Vision 2025, we are aiming for a gender-inclusive workforce where economic activity are not identified by gender. Dear participants, with these few, if not many remarks, I would like to wind up by saying that ministry is ready and eager to work with you closely from the World Bank and all invited participants in this room to work together. And I also like to assure you that ministry will provide all the necessary cooperations. Our door is open all the time. We are welcoming all the inputs, resources to wind up this agenda successfully. Again, I'd like to thank you all for attending this remarkable launching. Lastly, let me take this opportunity to declare our occasion is officially launched, and I will be available throughout to grab what is important for us to work on it as a government. Thank you for your attention, and thank you all.
Thank you so very much.
It's a pleasure indeed.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask you for your speech, and I noticed it's on your tablet. I know, Carol, there you are. Thank you so much, Madam Permanent Secretary, Dr. Zainab Chaula. Really, I'll send you my email so you can send me the speech. Nice figures in it. You talked about Mara giving facts and figures. You had 91 billion to 900 women. That's a lot of money per woman, isn't it? Or is it 900 women groups? Okay. See, that's why I wanted your speech.